Hello guys, welcome to our today's tutorial about Power Query Part 2. If you remember during our last video we left it at here. Now in this video I'm going to teach you how you can different ways of splitting columns and how you can use a reference query, and also how you can edit your filter so that it is future proof in case there is things changes, your query will not break. And it will also help you in automating data cleaning and performing basic transformation in Power Query. So we did tutorial 1Z as the last one, as the last exercise. What I did here, I've just created a group. To create a group, you right click, create a new group. Like I'm going to create for today, and today is going about splitting columns. Splitting columns. Let me click OK. That's a group, and then you get your queries and place them in group. So I created the one for basic data cleaning. You can do it on your own using the same method. So what I noticed that when filtering data, sometimes it is not future proof, and it will become problematic when it comes to automating your data cleaning and performing basic transformation. So allow me to go back a few steps. So I'll delete this step. Yeah, it's good. So here we can decide we want to keep only quarterly information. So to do that, I'll create a duplicate. You click on the column, right click, duplicate column. And then from here, I'm going to change this type into a date. And instead of removing the errors, I will keep errors. And as a result, I have only the quarterly information, which means I can delete this. You right click and you remove column. Okay, now we have only our quarterly information here, which looks really nice. But okay, now our categories column, if you've noticed, does some information which you don't need, and it is the same for our store column, X, Y, Z. So I can filter it here, remove them. Awesome, and it will also solve for us the one for to remove X, Z, X, Y, and Y, X. So instead of doing that, what we can do, okay, X, Y, and X, Z. So what we can do instead, we can edit this code so that you can say each store is not equal XY, and the code, it is case sensitive, so make sure you observe the case. It is uppercase, put it uppercase, and this one is not equal XZ. So what this means is that because on our previous code it will be store is equals to 1 or store is equals to 2. Therefore, if we introduce store 3, it will be filtered out and will not have that data. That's why it is important to edit this code so that it is not equal XZ or XY. And we need also to remove this or, so and can use an and XZ. So this one, it will filter only this one it will fit only XY and XZ. In future, if we have store 3, 4, 5, they will not be filtered and our data will be safe. So we have future proofed this particular query. So that was the little information that I wanted to share. I forgot to share it in the previous video. I thought you should know it. It will be helpful it will be helpful if you're looking to work with our query. Okay, I'll press enter. So for today's video, I will start first of all with creating a reference. We covered duplicate in the previous video. If you are not familiar with it, we can pick up on the previous video. I covered duplicate. So today's query, we're going to reference this last query. And I'm going to drag it and put it in our splitting columns group. And I will name it exercise 2A. The difference between a duplicate and a reference: with a duplicate, if I make changes here, it will transmit into here automatically. And again, it comes in handy when you want to filter maybe information. Perhaps you only want to do some transformation only for 2018, so you can create a reference you do for 2018 differently, and also for 2017, and so on and so forth. So it is really good to know the difference between duplicating a query and creating a reference to the query. And the good thing is that we can see it in action. So let me just filter this one so that I get only data for 2018 only quarters. Okay, so these are data for 2018 quarters. All right. Okay, so I've filtered for 2018 only, and when I go to exercise 2A, which is a reference query of exercise 1Z, you will see only we have data for 2018 only. This is really good, and it's awesome, and that is the difference between duplicating a column and creating a reference. Okay, now let us go to today's exercise 2B. Let us first of all examine the file, the raw file. Okay, I can close and load to, and I want to load it as a connection only. The benefits of loading it as a connection only, I have outlined it in the previous video. You can pick up on it. So this is the data that you want to work with. You can see it is pretty messed up. Okay, pretty messed up. Journal and reference, they're in the same column, which if you recap on a previous video, it is against our data normalization rules. So we'll have to split this, all that. So let us. Okay, don't save. You can double click here and you go back to your query editor. And from here you can go to source file, and this time it is an Excel workbook. And it is on our desktop, Excel files. Yeah, 2B. Watch. Okay, so what you want to import is this one, GL transactions. Yeah, it's good. Okay. The data is imported. So the first thing that we do, also based on our previous video, like we really have to watch the previous video. I guess it's really essential. So as you can see, this is saying column instead of, but this is our header. So what we do, promote it to headers. Very good. Now we can inspect our data. can see we have ghost columns. These are called ghost columns. They really have nothing, just null, just and you have to remove them. You can go removing each one of them. Let's say you can click on this one, then you hold shift, you go to the last one, click on it, highlight all of them, and you go remove columns. Okay. Now, if you inspect the code, you'll see it has the code is that promote headers. It has removed column from column 7 to column 35. So what if in future there is column 36, 40, 50, 60, and so on? It means our query will break, and we still have ghost column 36 and beyond, which is it is not future proof. Therefore, what you can do instead, let me just remove that step. What you can do instead is that we select what you want to keep. Click on the first one, hold shift, click on the last one, and we go remove column, click on this arrow, we remove other columns. Okay, now that method, it is future proof, and in case there is column 36 or what, we'll only remain with what we need, and we'll remove all other ghost columns. So that is how to deal with ghost columns. Now there is some column splitting here which you need to do. First of all, this USD, it is redundant, like you don't need it really. Okay, so if you click on the column, you can go to split column, and yes, we can split it to digit non-digit. Let us try that and see what happens. Okay, but if you split it digit to non-digit, you see like it's not working properly. It has split our decimal and all that, which is it is not good. It is really not what we wanted to achieve. So I'll cancel that. Instead, I will go to split and split by. We'll go to split by delimiter, and the delimiter, it is space and each occurrence. So let us click OK, see what happened there. And yes, we have achieved what we wanted to do. We have you split the currency symbol, the USD from the number. And what you can do, you can just delete this column, and instead of going to the USD, you can just put it here in the title. No, delete. Okay, and it is the currency, it is in USD. Awesome. Now our data is starting to take shape a little bit. Okay, now again, this column, it has journal and ref in the same column. So we can split it. We can split it by delimiter, but I want to show you another method of how you can split it. So go to split column. You can go by number of characters, but first of all, you want to know how many number of characters. So like the reference column, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 12 columns, so you can split by the number of characters. How many characters? 12. And we want this time we want as left as possible. Click OK. Yes. And there we have your split our column, or alternatively, you can split it as right as possible. You see there is a difference. No, maybe it's not supposed to be like that. So as left as possible works fine. Awesome. And now we have our ref and our we have our journal number and our reference code and our journal. Our reference code, I mean this one, this is our journal, okay? Okay. And also here, you can see we still have our delimiter here. So I can still remove it. So you can go to extract, transform, extract, last characters. We want to extract the last 4 characters. That's it. Now our data is cleaned. Now that is how you can split with the number of characters, and I'll show you how to split by delimiters. Okay, so we can just rename this to journal number. You can rename this one to reference number. Reference number. Okay, awesome. So far our data is taken shape. And also, if you see the user column, you will realize that some are in uppercase, others are in lowercase. So what you can do, you can just normalize this, and you go to format uppercase so that you can make all of them uppercase, which will help us also in our analysis, transformation, and all that. Okay. Now we go to our GL account and transaction description. We also have to split this. So what you can do is that we can split it by the delimiters. Okay. And what the delimiter is space. Our query has already detected that. So each occurrence of the delimiter. Let us try that and see. Nope. See, it has split it. It has split it into 3 columns. Yes, 3 columns. So you have to be careful about splitting it at each occurrence and splitting it at rightmost or leftmost. So we can edit this, and you can say you want it to split it at rightmost delimiter. Okay. There you have it. It splits perfectly. So I just wanted to show you that so that you realize there are different ways of doing things in Power Query, but you have to be careful, or else you're going to mess up your data, and you're going to really pay for it if you mess up somebody's data. So always be careful when working with data, and try to find a method that is future-proof for you. So here, these are whole numbers. So I'll put it all numbers. These are dates. So I'll put it to date. This, of course, this is text. It already detected it as text. And these are whole numbers. Okay. This is text. These whole numbers. And so also, these I think they're decimal numbers. Yes, they're decimal numbers. Now my data it is normalized, and using the splitting column, I've done all that, which is really amazing. And that is the power of Power Query. Okay. Now the next one. Now let us see in our table what else you can learn today. Okay, let us import this as 2D. As 2D, let us look at our customer data. Okay, now this one is a bit interesting. As you can see, the products ID, it is not normalized. Therefore, we are going to split this column into rows. Yeah, that sounds exciting. So let us jump into it. Let us split it. We are splitting columns into rows. Very awesome. Okay. So here's our raw data. The headers are correct. Therefore, we can get to working. Okay. So you want to split this. Again, you go to split by the delimiter. Okay, and the delimiter is semicolon. Let us split by each occurrence. Okay, so you'll notice if you split it directly like that, it will go, each product will have its own columns. Some have 4 entries, some have 5, some have 1, which looks really ugly. So what you can do, just go to these settings, go to advanced, and let us split it into rows. Okay, there you have it. It has been split into rows. Each product has its own rows. You can see Robert bought three products, and if you go to our source, Robert, 3 products, and it looks really nice. Okay, but again, you'll notice there's a space here. So what is happening here? And if you go back to the previous step, you realize that this one has semicolon, but this is the culprit. It has 2 semicolons. So how do you get rid of this? I think you must have guessed it. To go to replace values. Okay, you insert the step, yes, and you are replacing the 2 semicolons with 1 semicolon. Okay, it's replaced, and then when you go to your split column, you have got rid of that blank column that was causing us trouble. Okay, and those are the different ways of splitting columns in our query. I hope you enjoyed doing it, as I did enjoy it, and I will attach an exercise for you to do on your own, and I will post the video on how it is done. Although I'll not be talking, you'll just see action on how it is done. You can follow through of the same video. So thank you so much, and look forward to the next video. In the meantime, practice exercise 2Z, the one that I've attached. Thank you so much.